Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Driven. If you're new here, I do athlete stories and industry professional stories related to sports on this podcast. Today, I have another special guest with me, Destiny. Hello.
Hello, nice to meet you. Thank you for having me here, by the
No
way.
worries. I'm excited for this. Destiny is one of Humber's women's basketball team player here, and she also studies here as well. So we're gonna unwrap her pathway into the basketball and how she got into it on this podcast.
Sounds good.
Turkey, let's
Yeah.
start with your introduction. Tell my audience about you and how did you get into basketball?
Okay. Well, my name's Destiny. For some people, they might not know, I was born in Italy, right? Came to Canada about the age of 9,
Mhm.
10. Yeah. And when I started elementary school, which I started in grade 4, um, I was in the gym, picked up a basketball, started like shooting, and my gym teacher was like, showing me some things about basketball, and I just tried. And that moment, like I could remember this, like I fell in love with the game, and then
Yeah.
from there, started getting into programs to develop my game, and then my journey started from there.
Okay.
So
How did you find out about Humber? Like, when you came to Canada, were you kind of always planning to go to Humber, or after coming to Canada, did you find out about Humber?
nah, so this is a bit kind of funny, but so when I started playing basketball, develop my game, I wanted to go to the States, right? But because I didn't take high school like serious, right? I didn't have the grades to go to the university and play Division 1 whatsoever. I went to Crestwood Preparatory College. It's a prep school well known in Canada, all over the city. And I played, after I graduated from Crestwood, I took a gap year. So that gap year, I was working and still working on my game so I could have money to play AAU. AAU is like when you travel to the States, usually Kentucky, and you have like 150 plus coaches from everywhere coming to watch you play.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I went out there, I played my game, had some D1 offers. But again, my grades was the issue. So I had to take the JUCO route. So I went JUCO for like a few months, didn't like it. And I ended up at Niagara because the coach at the time, Coach Chris, he was that coach that's been trying to recruit me from time. But I kept pushing him away because I'm like, I don't want to come to Canada
Yeah.
and play. I didn't like it at JUCO. So I was like, who can I reach out to? Because my parents didn't want me coming home to stay home and do nothing. So I reached out to Coach Chris, and he didn't waste no time. He's like, okay, like let's get the paperwork. He's checking up on me there and there. And then when I came back, he brought me to the school, and my basketball career started at Niagara College. So yeah.
Really nice. Yeah. Just a quick question. What did you find different about like Italian culture with basketball and coming to West Side, like especially in the USA, because USA definitely has a bigger market, right?
Yeah. Wow. I'll say the difference between the culture is, wow, that's a good question. Like basketball culture
Yeah,
wise.
basketball culture. Yeah.
Okay. It's okay. The difference between the Italian culture and like US or Canada is you have more exposure here or
Okay.
in the States, than in Italy, right? In Italy, you could develop nice, and they have, good coaches that could train you whatsoever. But if you want that exposure and to play D1, it has to be the States
Okay.
or Canada. That's the difference between the culture.
There are more
Yeah.
pathways here.
Yeah, there's more
than,
pathways
okay.
here and the States, compared to
Okay.
Italy. Yeah.
Okay, awesome. As you mentioned, like you were with Niagara Knights before.
Yeah.
what what changed? Was it just the studies that brought you kind of to Humber, or were you kind of always planning to move to like a next team, looking for the next team as
Yeah.
well?
Okay. It's funny because I told Coach CJ this sometimes. Like sometimes we just talk about it. I never wanted to come to Humber.
Okay.
I was never a fan of Humber. When I was at Niagara, I knew Humber as the good school
Competitors,
competitor. You
yeah,
know,
yeah.
they have the nice gym and their
Mm.
intro. I was never a fan of Humber. And then I I never wanted to leave Niagara. My plan was go there, graduate, move on, go to university whatsoever.
Mm.
So I was there for 2 years and a half, and Coach Chris, the coach who recruited me originally, ended up leaving. Right, he had another better opportunity, job opportunity to coach, so he took it. And then we had another coach. His name is Kimbo McKenzie.
Mm-hmm.
He's now the coach of the Niagara River Lions. He was our coach, and I was like, okay, Coach Chris is telling me like he's a good guy, like he will be fine. I'm like, okay. So I played 1 year over there, and we ended up losing in the crossover. And after that, I was talking to one of my teammates at Niagara, and I was telling my teammate like, there's a meeting. We have a meeting, right? Coach Kimball called a meeting, and I'm like, I wonder what this meeting is about. And I'm telling my friend, my teammate, and I'm like, listen, if Kimball is saying that he's leaving, I'm calling Coach CJ. I'm
Yeah.
texting her, and I'm leaving. That I'm tired of the switching back and forth. I was like, I'm leaving, and she's like, nah, it's probably not about that. We ended up in the meeting. Kimball saying he's leaving,
exactly
right?
about that.
Yeah. I mean, like he has a family, so he had to take care of his family.
Yeah.
It's a better job opportunity. And then I called Kia. I texted Kia. She used to play here. And I was like I didn't waste no time. As soon as I was on my way back home, I was like, yo, like, Kimball's leaving. You know what? Can you talk to CJ for me? Like, I'm trying to get into Humber. See if she has a spot for me. And then it began from there.
Okay.
And then, yeah, that's one of the main reasons why I left, because Kimball left, and then a lot of players were not returning. So I was like, I want to win.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to be a strong team. So I was like,
Yeah.
Humber's
No,
next.
when you gotta
Yeah.
make a move, you gotta make a move.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so-
absolutely. So I like what you talked about, like connection between like people and stuff. So how does it work? Like, cause I've never really get to enjoy like a college level sports. Like I've
Okay.
participated in like many sports at a higher level.
Yeah.
But like at a college level, I never really played like you guys play professionally, almost professionally, like the way Humber does it, especially like it's like very they treat you guys like you have your anthem and everything. People cheer for you like really good. Especially our basketball is like
Yeah.
moving so nicely.
Yeah.
Like people are so interested in
Yeah,
our
very
basketball.
good program.
So how does those connections work? Like, do you just know people just by playing like against them, or do you kind of make connections because of the basketball as well?
Honestly, it's basketball. Like here in, I'll say Canada, it's like with the basketball community, is like everybody knows everyone, right? So you know, I will say yes, some people make connections outside of basketball, but basketball is like, yeah, everybody knows everyone. Someone knows someone who, like,
It's like a very tight community.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Even though you might be in Quebec or Alberta, like it's like someone knows someone. So there's always
Okay.
a connection when it comes to basketball. So
Yeah.
yeah.
You've been here at Humber for 3 years now?
No, not this is my first year at Humber.
This year, first year?
Yeah, first year.
Because when I was just looking at states and stuff, it says third year. So was it like is it because of the program?
No, because
you're
of the
taking?
transfer. So like I played,
Okay.
I basically played 2 years at Niagara and then 1 year here at Humber. So it counts as 3 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how's your Humber experience so far?
My Humber experience is great. Coach Alina, one of my assistant coach, she actually asked me this question a few days ago. And she's like, rated out of 10. And I'm like, a 10. Like, everything is great. The people, the culture, the basketball, the coaches, like people. I have an assistant coach, Coach Audrey. She's at Niagara, and she was my coach when I was there. And she talked to me, and she's like, "Wow, like your game has developed." So it's like it's a right fit for me. Like Humber is great. So
What's your training looks like, especially as a forward? Like, what do you mainly focus on with your training?
so damn, it's a lot of things, but I'll say the main things will be like footwork and having. You need to have game in the post, right? It could be the low post, it could be in the post, or it could be in the short corner or the high post. So we focus on just working around there and working with your post partner, making reads, know when to pass it, when you could go up. We also focus on finishing. So like you have the ball down here, up here, how you gonna finish? When you see defenders coming at you, stop, kick out. So it's just more of like reading the game and finishing. And footwork is another thing. I'll say that's the main things that we work on.
Okay.
And yeah.
And then how does it kind of translate to the actual game? Like in the game, like what part you're actually focusing on, especially when you're on the court?
Yeah. Honestly, for me, I'll say like if I'm in a certain position or I have the ball in a certain position, as soon as I don't know how to explain it, but it's like as soon as I catch the ball, majority of the time it's like, okay, I need to move ASAP. I can't be taking too long, right? Because that's one thing that I kind of struggle with. But as soon as I catch the ball, it's the more you practice, the more you're gonna do it in games, right? So if I'm practicing, like, okay, I catch it in the high post, I could shoot it, I could drive and kick out. It's an instant reaction that you do in a game. So
Okay.
that's how it translates. Yeah, it's just practice. Practice, you get used to it, you do it in a game, and it flows. Yeah.
Okay, just comparing to like shots, like practicing shooting shots versus also like where do you like to shoot? Are you more of a like a 3 point kind of
Nah.
person, or like a mid range and like a close?
Yeah. Mid range. My threes, honestly, it's not that I don't like shooting threes. It's just I don't. For me, I'm athletic.
It's not
and I
your
have a
game?
gift. It's not my game.
Okay.
I always like to drive and go up or mid range. Like that would be that's my game. 3 point. No. Nah.
Oh, there is one more question for that, but that's for the quickfire round, so I'll
Okay.
save it for that. Compared to, as you mentioned before, like your game has changed a lot, and like now people can see it that as well, right?
Yeah.
So, what do you feel like you have changed the most about your game, especially after coming to Humber? Like you guys are doing so good. Like you guys are on a 9 game winning streak right now.
Nah, yeah. So to be
Right.
honest, I don't really know, but
You don't really do
I
that.
just one game at a time.
Yeah.
I just want to win. I don't really keep track. I'm not gonna lie. So, but I'll say one thing that has developed is just the way I could score now. I feel like the coaches has set me up in a way that it's easy for me to score. Where when I was in Niagara, it was like I could score, but it wasn't. I don't know. I can't really explain it, but I hear at Humber is just like I'm set up in a way that it makes it so easy for me to like do things that I know I could
Naturally do?
Yeah,
Okay.
naturally do, right? So yeah, I'll say that's the main thing, and just the post work, like it has gotten so much better. When I was at Niagara, I didn't really have a post work. I was more of like a guard post where I catch it at the 45 and drive and go.
Okay.
But now it's like I'm at the post and I have moves. I have something in my bag that I could do, and yeah. So I'll say that has developed a lot. Yeah.
Maybe you got more weapons in your arsenal now
Yeah.
to like showcase to,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. Well, now let's talk about an interesting thing, your podcast. So she is a host of Sports in Christ podcast.
Yeah.
So first of all, tell us about the podcast.
It's just honestly just a podcast where I just have athletes, or not even athletes, but people who are married to athletes or have siblings that are athlete, to just navigate how they navigate their life with sports, and also having Christ, being a Christian at the same time. So and people just come in. They talk about how they got saved. They talk about their experience with Christ. They talk about balancing sports and relationship with Christ, and pretty much it.
How, what gave you the idea to like start this podcast? Like, did you see something, or or like, is it the basketball that kind of gave you the idea? Like, okay, like I should like speak about it more, something like that.
Yeah, it was to be honest, I think it was my second year at Niagara, and there was a point in my life where I was like struggling to like balance sports, school, and also my relationship with Christ. So I was like, I watch a lot of podcasts. I love watching a lot of Christian podcasts. Like to watch movies and whatsoever, and documentaries. But then I was like, I don't see a lot of podcasts about athletes in Christ talking about how they navigate life. So I was at the point where I was struggling. Like, I don't know who to reach out for. I don't know, until I reached out to a friend, right? His name is Elijah Lufila. He plays pro, also plays for the Niagara River Lions.
Okay,
And I was
awesome.
like I know he's a Christian, right? And I know he's also he has his ministry, and I was like, you know what? Let me reach out to him and ask. And I'm like, I'm struggling with this. Like, sometimes I'm like overwhelmed. Like, basketball's a lot, and then I still also want to pray or read my Bible, or go to church, but it's like it's hard. So he gave me some advice and whatsoever. So from there, I was like wow, like there's probably athletes out there that go through the same thing, went through the same thing that I went through. So I was like, it would be nice if I could start something where people could come share their stories, right? And it started from there. So yeah.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. That sounds really good. Yeah. And is that your kind of pipeline? I shouldn't say pipeline. That's very technical word, but is that your kind of way to like find people to invite in your on your podcast as well? Do you more focus on like maybe people who are like kind of struggling balancing their life, or like maybe they're kind of looking to get more involved like in Christianity, or like with basketball, something like that?
Yeah, to be honest, I I look for anyone who's playing sports, or has been playing sports, or probably retired, or is married to an athlete, to just share their story, whether they're struggling or not, or just how they overcame certain obstacles, and how they navigated life, but still put Jesus Christ in the center of everything, right? So yeah, it's not just for athletes, because at the end of the day, we have people who are married to athletes where their husband or wife have to travel around the world, and so it's like you also want to ask them, like, how do you do it and still trust God at the same time?
Yeah.
Like, it's questions that people don't really ask.
True.
So for me, it's like, I want to know. I want to put it out there, let their voices be heard. So you never know who might be watching. So
That's an amazing thought. So yeah, kudos to you.
thank you.
Let's bring it back to the court again, just for the couple of questions. When you're in the game, like what's on your mind, especially in like high pressure situation? Like what are you thinking?
Um, it's such a hard question, because like no one's perfect. Sometimes I could mentally break down where I mentally check out of the game. But sometimes it's more like, okay, I've had a lot of like strict coaches in the past where like I've kind of built myself mentally to be mentally tough. So when there's a lot of pressure, I try to stay positive. Game's not over yet. You know, we got to keep going. Like, you know, I'm not tired. Like, we got this. It's just keeping yourself positive because I've been there. And not just game wise, but I've been there where like practices. Like I said, I've had a lot of like strict coaches where in practice it's like sometimes this was like back in the day, sometimes you're not getting water.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have to make your shot for you to go get water. Or, you know, you're running up and down, you have to make the time or you're going again. But it's like when you're not making the time, you gotta keep going, keep going. At that and it's like, what are you gonna do? Are you gonna mentally check out and mentally break down? Or are you gonna keep going? So yeah, for me it's more like just mentally being mentally tough. Yeah.
Yeah. And how do you think like the team kind of plays a role in it? Like, do you guys communicate a lot, like especially in the games, or do you guys kind of like more individual characters that kind of performs their part well, but also like kind of helps you guys out around all
Yeah.
around as well?
That's a good question. Cause we do communicate, right? But I feel like everyone on the team has like, you know, a role to play, right? And when everyone comes in as one and we're all on the same page, it's like we could feed off each other, you know, grab each like whatever information this person has to say, we could learn from this person and this person. So we just work together as a team. And then we have a good coaching staff. Like we have a great coaching staff.
Yeah.
So you know, sometimes our head coach CJ, she might yell and it might get to some people, but then you have other coaches like Alina or Gibson, where it's like they'll tell you like it's okay, next play, you know. So we have a good balance. But overall with the team, we feed off each other. We feed off each other. If someone's down, someone's having a bad game, someone has to step up. And once that person steps up, we feed off that person. So, yeah, it's like that. So it's a team thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's why team sports are amazing because like
Yeah.
you're not the only person who's struggling with that. Like the whole team kind of goes through together. And I know like Coach CJ is amazing. Like
yeah,
I kind of know her. Yeah, she's a great coach.
She's a great coach. Amazing, to be
and
honest.
a great person too. Like
Yeah.
like because I don't really get to see her like on training days and stuff. But every time I meet her like outside, and I've done a couple of like short interviews with her too. But
Yeah.
like she's amazing.
Yeah, she's a great coach. Honestly, like amazing. I wasn't expecting it. I remember one time we were playing, I think it was Lambton, I think it was Lambton. And she caught a timeout and she drew this play out of nowhere. Like we never practiced it, right? And the timeout was done and I'm walking over and I'm looking at my teammates. I'm like, yo, like that play is sick. Like I don't know where she got that from, but like wow, you know? She's a great coach overall,
She's a
an
great
amazing
coach
person, 100%.
Amazing. So now we're gonna move to a quick fire round. I just have 4 or 5 quick questions, and you don't really have to think about it. You just say out the first name you think. So first of all, who do you have the most chemistry with in your team?
The most chemistry? Oh,
Yeah.
I know you told me not to think about it, but it's hard. I'll say Sarah. I'll say Sarah.
Yeah.
And Marley. Yeah.
Yeah, Sarah's pretty good. I heard her on the show. Who do you think can score you like few 3-pointers if you guys really in need of 3-pointers?
I'll say Sarah, Marianne, and Marley. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, and I'll say Bev after that. Yeah, they do. Yeah, I'll say that. Yeah.
Who is the best defender in your team?
The best defender? Sarah.
She does everything. She just does everything.
She's a
I
great
know.
point guard, but she's also leading the
Points. Yeah.
in steals.
Yeah, yeah.
Her
Yeah,
defense,
she's amazing. Yeah.
So
I know, even if she's having like a bad game with like a points,
yeah,
she's just like running around, like stealing
and
balls and
yes,
everything.
so
Yeah, she's
I have to give it. She's a great PG.
yeah,
She
shout
does
out to
it all
Sarah.
for
Yeah.
sure.
Who who do you think if you're the coach of the Humber team,
Yeah.
who would you put the 5 player you would put in to start the game with?
Oh my goodness. Okay. Does that include me too, or like?
I mean, you're the coach.
I'm the coach.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll say Sarah, Marley, Persia, Karina. Damn, this is hard. Damn. And then I'll probably say Marianne. That's my 5.
Okay.
Marianne, yeah.
Nice. Okay. And then last one, who do you think from your team should go play in big leagues? Or like who do you think could reach the big leagues like WNBA?
Well, for overall, okay, so I'll say myself.
Mm-hmm.
I could see Sarah playing pro. I could see Marley also playing pro. I don't know if she wants to, but I'm just saying it. And then one player, she's not playing this year, but she was playing last year. Her name is AJ Jacobs. She's a very like she's tough. Like
Okay.
she's tough. I'll say yeah, for sure she could go professional. Anyone else in the league? Nah, I don't. I keep it between my teams. I don't want to like. Yeah.
What has basketball taught you so far?
You know, I was thinking about this question, and it's I could simply just say like teamwork, right? But one thing that basketball has taught me, and it's not just because of basketball, but because of who I am today, and because of my relationship with Jesus, basketball has taught me like love, right? And the reason why I'm saying through Jesus, because like if this was me like 4 years ago, there's no way I'm saying love, because I didn't really know how to love people or stuff like that until I got saved, gave my life to Christ, and after that, like it's like he really transformed me, where I just love my teammates. Like I genuinely love my teammates, my coaches. Like I could say that. So basketball has just taught me just overall just love and just teamwork. I say that's the main thing. Like, yeah, because I can't. Some people say like, "I love you" or just love, but they don't really mean it. But like I could actually say that like it's love. Like I love being here. I love my teammates. I love playing the game. I love my coaches, and like I really mean it. So
That's
yeah.
amazing. Yeah, no, that's amazing. And just the last question before we leave on that good note, what keeps you driven?
That's okay. I'll say what keeps me driven to like play, right? Honestly, it's the love that I have for the game, right? If you don't really love something or like to do it, it's like you're not really driven to do whatever that thing is, right? But most importantly, the thing that drives me drives me to play the game and love it is that God has granted me a gift. Like I'm very like I'm athletic. A lot of people tell me that. A lot of coaches tell me that, and there are some people that can't do the things that I do or the way I move or whatsoever. But that's because of what the gift that God has given me. So what drives me is that I don't want it to waste, right? So sometimes like I could wake up tired and be like I don't want to practice today. I don't want to do this, you know. But I know that I have to be at practice by a certain time. And what drives me is not just the love, but it's like, remember, God gave you a gift, right? So don't waste it. Like keep going, you know. So that's the thing that really drives me for sure. Yeah.
Well, I love how grounded you are, and I wish you good luck for your podcast and basketball
Thank you so
career,
much.
both. And there you have it, folks. Destiny in today's episode. And shout out to Coach CJ,
Shout out
Sarah,
to
and
CJ.
Humber's women's basketball and men's basketball team. And I will be watching you in the playoffs.
For sure,
So
for
yeah,
sure. Thank you so much.
no
Thank you for having
worries.
me.
Yeah,
Thank you.
thank you for coming to my show.
Thank you.